Will there be an end to the ongoing war in Gaza? Well, there has been a recent flurry of activity around the talks, the boost of optimism about progress. The militant group Hamas is sending its delegation to Cairo to discuss a deal for a truce and the release of hostages in Gaza. Hamas says its delegates are traveling to Cairo in a positive spirit after starting the latest proposal for a truce agreement. The reports come hours after the US CIA Director William Burns arrived in the Egyptian capital. Reports also suggest that Hamas and CIA officials will meet Egyptian mediators today, although it is still unclear whether they will meet separately or together. The latest effort to halt almost 7 months of war with Israel and Hamas comes as, since the breakout of the war, a major stumbling block to the ceasefire talks has been that Hamas has demanded a lasting ceasefire. While Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has vowed to crush its remaining fighters in the far southern city of Rafah, which is packed with displaced Palestinians. According to reports, Israel has given Hamas a week to agree to a ceasefire deal, or the invasion of Rafah will begin and continue. On the other hand, a top Hamas official has accused the Israeli Prime Minister of trying to derail the proposed Gaza truce and hostage release deal, with the continuous threats to keep fighting the militants. As negotiations continue to halt the war in Gaza, Israel's longtime ally, the US, will host Jordan's king next week. According to White House Press Secretary, President Joe Biden will host Jordan's King Abdullah II. The meeting is said to be private, which will be followed by a readout. Meanwhile, EU diplomacy chief Josep Borrell says Europe needs a united stance on the ongoing war. He says Europe needs to take action and not just voice their stance on declarations.
If we believe that the two-state solution is the only solution, then the international community has to engage much more, taking this not as the starting point, but as the end game point. And we have to tell to the ones who say that they don't want the two-state solution, what do they want? Yes, you don't want it. What is your solution then?
India has issued a travel advisory for its nationals in Israel. In light of the recent events in the region, India has urged its nationals to stay calm and adhere to the safety protocols issued by local authorities. Months after the war in West Asia broke out, the hostage situation remains grim. According to reports, an Israeli who was thought to have been abducted by Hamas during the October 7th attacks has been declared dead by officials after his body was found in Israel. While on the forefront, the militant group Hamas has released a footage of them fighting from South Lebanon. Hamas's armed wing says its militants in Lebanon's south launched a slew of rockets at a northern Israeli military position. The latest attack comes as its powerful Lebanese ally Hezbollah has exchanged near-daily fire with Israeli forces across the border. And on the maritime front, Yemen's Houthi rebels have yet again threatened that they will extend their attacks on Israel-bound ships to the Mediterranean. Houthis, who say they are acting in support of Palestinians during the Israel-Hamas war, say the escalation would take effect immediately. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.